Headlines. Federal government declares fleeing Boko Haram suspects wanted as President Buhari presides over National Security Council meeting. Peter Obi announces Datti Baba Ahmed as running mate. Inspector General of Police orders nationwide security beef up ahead of 2022 Eid al-Kabir celebration. And on the foreign scene, former Japan Prime Minister Shinzo Abe dies after being shot at stump speech in Nara. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I'm Dashan Hussaina Usman. We begin with security, where the federal government has declared all Boko Haram suspects who fled the medium security custodial center in Kuje, Abuja, wanted. In a statement on Friday, the Nigerian Correctional Service revealed that the names and photos of 69 inmates who escaped from the correctional facility following an attack by terrorists 3 days ago. While declaring them wanted, the Nigerian Correctional Service confirmed that they all escaped from the correctional facility, which was attacked by terrorists on Tuesday night. Contrary to the widespread belief that members of the terrorist group are northerners, among those declared wanted was Basi Kingsley from Oron, a coastal city and local government area in Akwa Ibom State. Onyemere Asagba, who hails from Warri in Delta State, is another suspected member of the terrorist group declared wanted by the government. President Muhammadu Buhari has summoned an emergency National Security Council meeting with Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, some cabinet ministers and all security and service chiefs in attendance. Others attending the security meeting include Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustapha, Chief of Staff to the President, Professor Ibrahim Gambari as well. The Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Awal Gambo, was represented at the meeting. The meeting will deliberate on nation security challenges occasioned by the recent attacks on medium security custodial center, Kuje, by suspected terrorists where high-profile Boko Haram inmates escaped. Buhari had on Wednesday visited the custodial center, Kuje, attacked where he expressed disappointment with the nation's intelligence system. Still on security, the Commissioner of Police Zamfara State Command, Ayuba Elkanah, has assured of robust partnership with the State Comptroller General of Correctional Service to rejig the security architecture of all prisons and other vulnerable infrastructures in the state. The Commissioner gave the assurance while meeting with the Comptroller of Nigerian Correctional Service, Zamfara State Command, to review the existing security of the centers domiciled in the state. The Commissioner assured adequate protection of all prisons and other vulnerable infrastructures in the state and prevent any attack on such facilities by criminal elements. The Commissioner of Police, along with Comptroller Correctional Service, visited Medium Security Custodial Center in Gusau in a bid to assess the security architecture of the center. While assuring the Comptroller of the Command's commitment to partner with other security agencies in this regard, he calls on the public to support the police with credible information on criminal or suspected activities in the state. In politics, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, has announced the former federal lawmaker, Senator Datti Baba Ahmed, as his running mate in the 2023 general elections. He made the announcement on Friday at an event in Abuja, saying the decision followed a series of consultations with stakeholders. Baba Ahmed represented Zaria in the House of Representatives from 2003 to 2007 and later Kaduna North Senatorial District between 2011 and 2012. According to Obi, the vice presidential candidate brings to the mission great personal, academic, and entrepreneurial strengths, as well as impeccable credentials with the added value of rich experience in politics. The Federal High Court Justice Taiwo in Abuja has disqualified Sheriff Oborewori, candidate of the People's Democratic Party in Delta State for the 2023 governorship election. Delivering the judgment, Justice Taiwo agreed with the plaintiff that Oborewori ought not to be on the 2023 governorship election for the PDP on account of submitting alleged false and forged documents to the Independent National Electoral Commission. The judge subsequently directed INEC and the PDP not to recognize the plaintiff as candidate of the PDP in the 2023 governorship elections in Delta State. He urged the court to bar PDP from submitting Oborewori's name as the flag bearer of the party. Troops of Operation Desert Sanity on Thursday recorded success over ISWAP and Boko Haram terrorists during an aggressive clearance operation around Dikwa-Gambaru Highway in Borno State. Authorities say the troops neutralized several insurgents, including top commanders. Though the army did not give specific details regarding the number of insurgents killed, a brief statement on Friday revealed that clearance operation was highly successful and several weapons and ammunition were recovered. Similarly, troops of Operation Hatin Kai last Sunday neutralized some terrorists in Borno State. Military spokesman Major General Bernard Onyoko said the troops of 24th TF Brigade Operation Hatin Kai made contact with some Boko Haram terrorists at Gamaje village in Borno, adding that after the encounter, 5 terrorists were neutralized. Governments at all levels in Nigeria have been urged to adopt state and community policing as a panacea to insecurity in the country. At a public lecture organized by Osun State Muslim community, stakeholders say communities should be involved by owning the security architecture in their domains. The report.
The saying that security is everybody's business justifies the need to involve all stakeholders in the quest to protect lives and property. Over the years, there have been clamor for state policing to stem the tide of insecurity in Nigeria. This came to the fore again at the public lecture organized by Osun State Muslim community, where the guest speaker Fatai Kolawole urged the government to explore state and community policing. Kolawole said community and religious leaders know reliable individuals in their various communities who can serve in the state and community policing arrangement.
We cannot just be talking about deterrence, using the police, using the military to stem the tide. But we are recommending that we should now take it from the bottom-up approach. And that means the community itself, we use vigilante in our environment, the community itself should be able to police themselves. The states will also be involved in policing their state. And in doing this, we must ensure that those to be recruited into the community policing, state policing, are credible people, and they are recommended by community leaders who have proven integrity.
President of Osun State Muslim Community Mustafa Olawi noted that gap in the ratio of police officers to Nigerians justified the calls for state and community policing.
You talk about policing the country. Yes, the number of police per the population of Nigeria today is not enough. It's nothing to write home about. You can see how many people are manning Osogbo here, not to cover any other town. So we don't have enough police. So people are talking about community policing. Yes, if it's going to be managed properly, let it be.
One of the participants, Molikat Adekunle, urged security agencies to shun rivalry and cooperate and deal with security challenges.
Civil defense, then Amotekun, then we have the Odua, and all these vigilantes, provided they can work together. I think that will assist us.
Stakeholders at the event are hopeful that the relevant authorities will strongly consider the resolutions on the need for state and community policing to enable the country surmount the present security challenges.
The Inspector General of Police, Usman Baba, has directed Commissioners of Police, Tactical Commanders and their Supervisory Assistant Inspectors General of Police to beef up security ahead of the 2022 Eid al-Kabir celebration. Post Public Relations Officer CSP Olumuyiwa Adejobi, in a statement on Thursday, said the police chief urged officers and men to engage in critical assessment of the threat-prone areas. Police personnel are also expected to conduct thorough stop and search, organize raids on black spots, and employ other anti-crime strategies to sustain the peace and public safety in Nigeria. The Inspector General of Police, however, warned that personnel must be professional and mindful of the fundamental rights of the citizen and to discharge their responsibilities with all sense of decorum and alertness. Baba congratulated Muslim faithfuls in the country on the Eid al-Kabir celebration and enjoined them to celebrate and enjoy the beauty of it while remaining security conscious. Residents of Zamfara State are making last-minute purchase of livestock for sacrifice during the 2022 Eid al-Kabir celebration. They decried the rising costs of livestock for this year's Salah season, with some saying they had to reduce the number they usually buy due to the rising cost of the animals. The report.
A visit to the livestock market in Gusau Metropolis reveals that there are livestock in the market, but the prices are not affordable to most citizens. Bashir Aliu said he usually buys 2 rams to perform the sacrifice every Eid al-Kabir celebration, but had to reduce his purchase to 1. He attributed the high cost of livestock to increase in animal feed. The ram here are of different categories and so their price. We have a ram of 30, 40, 60, 70, 80 and 100,000 naira. People who buy from those hawking will say the price is high, but if you come to this market, it is cheaper. Chairman of the Livestock Association, Ibrahim Gusau, and a seller, Aminu Abubakar, said the least price for livestock, especially ram, is between 50 to 85,000 naira. They appeal to the Zamfara state government to always deal with the livestock sellers in the state whenever they intend to buy to distribute to residents during the Salah season. There are a lot of livestock in the market, but we rear them in a difficult situation because of the cost of feed. A bag of chap which was sold for 8,000 naira is now sold for 20,000 naira, and the one which was sold for 3,000 naira now costs 9,000 naira.
I sincerely came here to buy ram. I got one, but the price is high and there is no money. There are livestock in the market. However, the prices are high. The list price of ram is 50,000 and some are 400 to 500,000, which only those who are rich can afford. In this Salah, you can only kill one, but if I get goat, I will slaughter since it falls under the category of animals that can be used for the sacrifice. The prices of livestock are high because the price of everything is high. A bag of chaff that we used to buy for 2,000 to 3,000 naira is now sold for 10,000 naira.
Trust TV observed that there was low patronage for livestock, a situation many attributed to high costs by the Zamfara state government and the former governor of the state, Abdulaziz Yari, for residents, especially the poor, for the 2022 Eid al-Kabir celebration.
You're watching Trust News Update. Coming up after the break. Pilgrims observe Hajj ritual. Do stay with us.
Every patriotic Nigerian should hear this. Any politician who means well for the people will never allow themselves or their supporters to engage in any violent, destructive activities. No politician who truly wants to serve the people and develop the nation will encourage his followers to destroy properties or take human lives before, during, or after the elections. The Nigerian public must watch out for these traits and isolate any politician who encourages supporters to engage in violence. No genuine politician or patriot will cause trouble and seek to destroy the very society which they aspire to lead or develop. Politicians who have the good of the people at heart will not allow themselves or their followers to engage in violence, destruction of properties, and then taking of lives. Be vigilant. By their words you shall know them. Shun violence. Stay away from politicians who want you to do so. Let's join hands to make the 2023 elections peaceful. This message is from the National Orientation Agency, NORA.
That's great. It's good to see you.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. Let's take a look at some of our top stories. We told you that federal government declares fleeing Boko Haram suspects wanted as President Buhari presides over National Security Council meeting. We also heard that Peter Obi announces Datti Baba Ahmed as running mate. Moving to more news, over 1 million Muslim faithfuls have converged on the sacred hill of Mount Arafat near the holy city of Mecca in Saudi Arabia for an intense day of worship and reflection on what is considered the climax of the Islamic Hajj pilgrimage. Muslims around the world who are not participating in the pilgrimage are expected to fast on Arafat Day, which carries a significant reward. Earlier in Trust TV's Daybreak Morning Show, Imam Ismail Chindo Togomo spoke on the significance of the special day, which is the first climb since the COVID-19 pandemic.
Arafat Day is the 9th day of Dhul Hijjah, that is the 12th month of the Muslim Islamic calendar. The Arafat Day, as explained by various Islamic scholars in their literature, is of vast significance. One of its significance is the day when the religion was fulfilled. Allah Ta'ala says, Al-Yawma akmaltu lakum dinakum, up to the end of the verse, that on that day Allah has fulfilled, has perfected the religion of Islam. That is one. Then secondly, it is the day when Allah Ta'ala answers prayers. The Prophet of Islam says, Abdullah du'a'i du'a'u yawmi Arafah. The best dua, that's the best prayer, the best supplication is that of the day of Arafah. In other words, the supplications, whatever a person prays Allah to give him or her, Allah Ta'ala will offer that particular, will answer that prayer, will offer him or her that particular thing that he asks. Is it also the day that Muslims are being forgiven? Now, this forgiveness is particularly for those that gather at the valley of Arafat for the pilgrimage. And the scholars have explained, as explained in the book known as Nur al-Fajr, written by Muhammad Bello, that all Muslims are being forgiven, particularly those who abide by the ethics of Islam on that particular day, meaning to say that Muslims are expected to fear Allah on that particular day, to be truthful, to refrain from lies, to refrain from rancor, to refrain, to abolish pride and other blameworthy qualities. So Muslims are expected to be humble to Allah on that day.
In the same vein, the crucial day of Hajj has reached its climax on Arafat Day, which coincides with Friday, another important spiritual day for Muslims. Over 1 million pilgrims converged on Mount Arafat on the outskirts of Mecca to observe the day. Thousands of Nigerian pilgrims are part of the important Hajj ritual. Sharif Al-Hassan reports from Mecca.
The much-awaited day for pilgrims from across the world who have come to witness the day of mercy has come. The day of Arafat is the Hajj itself. Without it, there will be no Hajj. It is on the plain of Arafat that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam completed and perfected the religion of Islam. It is also here that the Prophet delivered his final sermon to the entire Muslim Ummah, which was passed on to us as believers. So Muslims are expected to pray fervently while staying on the plain of Arafat for their countries, for themselves, and of course for the peace and stability of their communities. Furthermore, it is also reported that anyone who prays on the Mount of Arafat, his prayer is as good as answered.
الفضل والنعم سبحان ذي المجد والكرم سبحان ذي الجلال
saboda وقال الإنسان ما لها mutum zai tambaye shi zai tambaye kansa me yake fa samu da duniya saboda ka yan uwa musulmi
tẹ̀mí ànábì wí àti gbogbo àwọn ànábì Ọlọ́run ti ṣáájú mi tí àwa náà gbọdọ̀ máa wí lónìí òun náà ló pé mẹ́rin pé la ilaha illallah wahda ẹ̀jẹ̀ bá wà ní
I feel I'm very happy, I'm very happy, I'm very happy. This is the first time I'm here in my life.
One will stand up, face the Qibla, and start special prayers in respect of his own life, his family, his other fellow Muslims across the globe, especially his country, local government, communities, and etc. etc. Should do the dua, perform special prayers for them. It is mandatory. So it is a very, very important activity to all the Muslim Ummah, because for those who are opportune should perform their own rites in the Arafat ground. But for others who are not opportune to participate in the Hajj of the year, they are also ordered or given as a sunnah step to perform their own fasting on the same day at their own localities for a complete day. During that fasting, they should also perform their own prayers, and Allah will accept all the prayers.
The pilgrims will have to stay until sunset here on the plain of Arafat. Afterwards, they'll be proceeding to Muzdalifah, where they are expected to spend a night, and of course proceed to the first symbolic stoning of the devil in Jamarat. From the plain of Arafat, Sharif Al-Hassan.
Away from Nigeria, former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe is dead after being shot on Friday while delivering a stump speech in the western city of Nara 2 days ahead of the national election. According to reports by the police, the longest-serving former leader was allegedly attacked by a 41-year-old man from behind when he was speaking in front of Kintetsu Railway's Yamato Seidaiji station. He was rushed to the hospital where he later died at the age of 67. The resident of Nara was arrested at the scene on suspicion of attempted murder. Government sources say the suspect was a former member of the Maritime Self-Defense Force. President Muhammadu Buhari has sent a message of condolence to the family of assassinated former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe and to the people and government of Japan. President Buhari recalls that Abe will be remembered for his unwavering commitment to strengthening trade and investment between Africa and Japan. The president pointed out that under Abe, Nigeria and Japan enjoyed a strategic partnership supporting each other's shared aspirations. The president therefore joined all Japanese in mourning the loss of an outstanding leader and the country's longest-serving prime minister. Moving on to health, the World Health Organization says 2 people in Ghana have tested positive for the Marburg disease virus, which causes a highly infectious disease similar to Ebola. Tests conducted in Ghana came back positive for the 2 people who later died, but those results must be corroborated by a laboratory in Senegal for the cases to be considered confirmed, the WHO said in a statement on Thursday. The 2 patients in the southern Ashanti region both had symptoms including diarrhea, fever, nausea, and vomiting before dying in the hospital, the statement said. If the cases are confirmed, this would be only the 2nd outbreak of Marburg in West Africa. The first ever case of the virus was detected last year in Guinea, with no further cases identified. And finally, in sports, former Arsenal and England midfield star Jack Wilshere has announced his retirement from professional football, aged 30. Wilshere made the announcement on his verified Twitter handle on Friday. The midfielder burst onto the scene as a 16-year-old and became the youngest player in the club's history when he made his debut in 2008. During his time at Arsenal, Wilshere won 2 FA Cups in 2014 and 2015, and also the Community Shield in 2014. He was named PFA Young Player of the Year in 2011. He was also included in the PFA Premier League Team of the Year in the 2010-2011 season and was named Arsenal Player of the Season in the 2010-2011 campaign. And with this, we've come to the end of Trust News Update. Don't forget to follow us across all our social media platforms. I'm Darshan Husseina Usman. Thanks for watching.